Hey guys, what is up? My name is Bob and Fishy,
And I'm TehWrongGuy.
and we are back for another set of pay-per-view predictions. Now, last time I absolutely dominated.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, but we're back for Battleground 2017. This should be a fun one. It's got some matches I'm actually really looking forward to. I don't know about you.
There are quite a few matches on this that, when I'm able to catch SmackDown, I'm always surprised. I like the storylines that they have going on. So to hear that they're bringing back one of the most notorious matches in all of WWE, the Punjabi Prison, of course, I got on board like instantly. As soon as I was told that Jinder Mahal was the champion, instantly I told my guys at work, I was like, I can almost guarantee you the Punjabi Prison is coming one way or another. And sure enough, here it is, Battleground.
Is he even from there?
I don't even know, dude. I really don't even know.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to see the Great Khali, though?
Oh my god, I hope to never see that guy again. He's so bad. I actually genuinely, I feel scared for him when I see him trying to walk around. It's scary.
Yeah,
he's not doing so good.
I say, doesn't he have some kind of disease that
Well, it's gigantism, and it's it's caused by a tumor on your pituitary gland.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you produce more and more of the chemical that makes you grow.
Oh,
but it's same. Pretty much everybody over 7 feet tall has it. But they have a surgery for removing it and stuff. Now, this is not a pay-per-view prediction. This is just an explanation that I had heard about online, and I thought it was kind of cool. Big Show. He actually had it, and he had the surgery to remove it. But the thing is, his parents were very, very big people, well over 6'5". So he had the genetics to have the strong bones and stuff, which is why he's still as mobile as he is. Which I know, Big Show mobile. That's not really. But compared to most other 7 foot tall people, he's significantly better off, and that's because of those genetics. So his body was already kind of predisposed to being very tall, whereas the Great Khali, his parents were not. So when his body just kind of kept growing and growing and growing, he's very, very brittle. He can't really bend his knees and stuff, and it's really scary to see him walk because it looks like he's walking on stilts.
All right, let's get on with the predictions.
Okay, so for the kickoff match, we've got Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. Who you got?
I honestly don't know. I don't really know either of these guys. I know that wasn't English part of the Vaudevillains once upon a time.
Yeah, but then Simon Gotch got into a bunch of fights and got fired.
Yeah. I really haven't seen too much of either of these guys. I know Ty Dillinger does the whole 10 or the 5 out of 5 thing.
No, it's 10. He's the perfect
10 out of 10. Yeah, that he flashes his hands fucking jazz hands it all over the place, just
Yep. Oh yeah, dude, Ty Dillinger is the best.
I say out of these two here, I'm gonna go with Ty Dillinger just because from the 2K17 games that I've played, I don't like English. I just don't.
He's like mini Sheamus. Super pale.
Mini Sheamus.
But I am also going to go with Ty Dillinger. Weird bit of trivia. I don't know if you remember the really cringy DX from 2006 or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the scene where Triple H and Shawn Michaels were in a hallway and Shawn Michaels just starts super kicking everybody?
Yeah, he just kicks the random camera guy and then the random passerby and shit like that.
The random guy, Stan, I think his name was. That was Ty Dillinger.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It really is. It's that was 10 years ago. He looked so different. But yeah, that was him. Anyways, next up, this is not really a match. Breezango are going to be closing the case. So I don't know if you've been watching the Fashion Police and their spoofs of all their shows.
So dumb.
Oh, it's the best thing ever.
It's so dumb.
Anyway, now TehWrongGuy over here didn't have a prediction for this. But I think it's going to be Sanity that has been attacked them a while ago, and I think that's how they're going to introduce those guys.
I just really don't know anymore. I don't know too many more tag teams. I don't know.
I don't know a lot of the NXT tag teams. I know the Authors of Pain, Heavy Machinery, and Sanity. But yeah. I feel if they are going to introduce Sanity, they might as well do it Like, because
Yeah.
people actually care about the Breezango stuff just because it's entertaining. Anyways, next up we got Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis, which is kind of hilarious. But anyways,
And there's no picture.
so I'm gonna go with Sammy.
I'm also going to go with Sammy.
Oh, really? I thought you would go with Mike Kanellis.
No, I'm actually going with Sami Zayn because he is actually one of my son's favorite wrestlers because my eldest son's name is Zayn.
Oh,
So
really?
so we were sitting there watching wrestling one day and they announced Sami Zayn and he stood up and he was all excited. He was cheering. He was like, "They just said my name. I'm there." It's like, "No, you're sitting on the couch next to me."
That's actually really cute.
Raising them right.
I just feel like Sammy, he deserves the win. I know like Mike Kanellis just debuted, but he's already going to be able to get heat. Like no matter what he does, he's a bad guy. He's got the whole lovey-dovey thing. I don't really see that as a main event angle. Whereas Sami Zayn, I feel like could be a main eventer or at least upper mid carder. So I feel like they need to just give him wins. So.
I thought it was pretty cool that they brought Maria back. I wish they would have brought her back in. It is Maria, right?
Yes.
Is her name? Yeah.
It's really funny because I'm fairly certain. What's his last name? It's like Knox, right?
Mike Knox?
Yeah, I think
Or
so, right?
You mean Kanellis?
Yeah. Well, they had him take her last name, so which was like really funny because he's like, yeah, it was just like
Riding the coattails of Maria to get into the WWE.
Yep. Mike Bennett, that's what it is. Why am I thinking Mike Knotts? Whatever. Yeah. I knew that was a wrestler at one point, but yeah, 10:15. But yeah, Mike Bennett, and they were in TNA together. So
Yeah.
not that we talk about that.
Nope.
Stone Cold's the only one who's allowed to talk about that. Okay, next up, we've got a 5-way elimination match to determine the number 1 contender for the Women's Championship. So it's going to be Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Tamina, and Lana. Who you got?
I'm actually kind of torn here. I would like to see Becky Lynch win just because I absolutely love her. Like, out of all the divas I know, she is by far one of my favorite.
Yeah.
But I would also very much like to see Tamina win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it'd be fun to see. She's Snuka's daughter, isn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's actually, like, she's kind of... I feel like she's being put in a really bad position, though, because she's basically Nia Jax light. Like, at this point, like, because Nia Jax is so much bigger than all the other women wrestlers.
Yeah.
Whereas... Like, and Tamina had been in that position as kind of the bruiser, like, enforcer type. But, like, she is completely overshadowed by Nia Jax, which is why they split, why they put her on the SmackDown and Jax on Raw, just to kind of split them up.
But, I mean, I have noticed that Tamina doesn't botch as many moves as Nia Jax does, which is why I think that they could push her a little bit more because she seems to be more versatile. She
She's
seems
still
to be
pretty bad. I think... Okay, so I'm going to go with Charlotte. I feel like no matter where they kind of stick her on the card, she's always kind of going to be sort of
everybody.
like no, like just kind of like I want to say like because she's not really a heel or face, she's kind of just her. So and honestly, none of the heels have any credibility. Like Charlotte and Becky Lynch are the only two in this match who have any sort of credibility at all. So if they're gonna make a SummerSlam match between any of these people, I don't see them going with Becky versus Naomi. I think that Charlotte is the most natural fit for that SummerSlam match. So I'm going to go with Charlotte.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I mean, Natalya back in the day was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But she's
Like,
lost
when
like
she
every match for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So...
I say, what was that, like the New Heart Dynasty or some shit like that, where she was actually like showing that she was a Heart, like actually wrestling and winning matches?
She's genuinely like, fantastic. Like, she's probably, as far as like crisp mat work and all that, she's the best women's wrestler. But she's kind of like... the pedals off the rose, as they say. Whereas, like, she's been there for so long. We've seen her do everything. Whereas, and she's lost to these women who can't wrestle. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, she's lost to so many women who objectively cannot wrestle that, like, it's really difficult for her to have any credibility. Plus, that whole fart angle. But anyways, okay, moving on. We've got the United States champion, AJ Styles, won it at a house show, versus Kevin Owens. Who you got and why?
I want to say Kevin Owens because I have a feeling that they're going to try to push Kevin Owens again. Even, I mean, doesn't he still have a Universal? The fuck was that? A Universal title rematch?
Nah, they're never giving him that.
No,
They're just gonna. I feel like they just ignored all of the whole rematch clause when Goldberg was involved, because it was just like, because he didn't have his rematch either. But I sincerely doubt he's getting that shot.
I don't know. I just think that Kevin Owens is going to win because I honestly don't have a good reason. I just want Kevin Owens to win. I'm not a big fan of AJ Styles.
How are you not a big fan of AJ Styles? He's the best. That said, I also picked Kevin Owens because AJ Styles is too big for the U.S. Championship.
You think so?
Definitely. Like, I genuinely I can't see him. Like, he's a main eventer. Like, he needs to be in that main event scene.
I could definitely see AJ Styles going for Universal title run. I could definitely see it.
I mean, I think we'll be getting onto these picks later, but I sincerely, if he's not in the world title picture come SummerSlam, then something is seriously wrong with WWE. So, with that in mind, moving on, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin.
I want to see Baron Corbin win. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Shinsuke Nakamura. I love everything about his character. He's fun. He's, like, irate. He's out there, and I absolutely love his theme song. His theme song is literally
it's
what drove me to him. But, I don't know. I just think Baron Corbin's going to absolutely outpower him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Shinsuke's got his strong style and whatever, but I don't think it's going to be able to match up to Baron Corbin's raw, brute strength.
Can I point something out?
Yes.
The whole idea of strong style is that it's hitting people for real, right? Or, like, you know, the whole, like, in kayfabe, the whole idea is that he hits people really hard. But isn't that literally every wrestler's job?
Right?
Like, should they not all be like, hey, that's dumb. I hit people too. Like, okay, but anyway, for my pick, I'm going with Nakamura because everybody knows if you win the Money in the Bank briefcase, you lose all your matches.
Really?
Yeah. That's how it always goes. Especially if you're about to cash in. But generally, you lose all your matches. Like, did you see Seth Rollins? Or, I don't know, freaking Sheamus? Like, generally speaking, if you get that briefcase, it's the kiss of death. Like, you're not going to win matches. Their logic is, well, he's just going to cash it in and win the championship. It's like, yeah, but then you've got a loser as your champion. But... yeah, I think the only thing that I could see Nakamura, like, honestly, if AJ Styles isn't in the World Championship picture come SummerSlam, it's going to be him fighting Nakamura, and I think they want them both to be decently strong going into that match. So, yeah, Nakamura has to win this.
All right.
Okay, next up, the Tag Team Championships. The Usos versus the New Day. Who you got?
Who's fighting for the New Day?
Doesn't say.
I'll say because
it could be any of them.
I'll say honestly, that would be the decider for me because I have a feeling that if it was Kofi and Big E, it'd be New Day. But if it's Xavier Woods and either of them, I'm gonna give it to the Usos.
Because they keep. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. They keep Big E strong, but he needs to be fighting if they're going for the titles.
I say honestly, that's like the biggest deciding factor for me, and I don't even know if my mic for my headset's going on, or otherwise it's the mic straight from my laptop. But that's besides the point. But no, seriously, that's going to be the deciding factor for me personally. If it's Big E and Kofi, I'm going to give it to the New Day. If it's Xavier Woods and either Kofi or Big E, I have a feeling that that's going to drag the team down so hard, and Usos are going to walk out with it.
I think the Usos are going to win regardless, honestly. I don't know why. Like, I don't think there are anybody else who can challenge them at this point. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Breezango already lost. How many other tag teams do they have?
I have no idea.
Like, well, American Alpha just broke up.
I was like, what about that new NXT team that might be coming up?
I mean, they're bad guys.
So? Bad guy versus bad guy. Kill each other.
Like, especially... Well, like, that makes sense if both of the bad guys have had enough time to establish themselves as cool, like the Wyatts and the Shield. Yeah. But when it's just, like, some random new bad guy tag team versus... I think... The more I say this, the more I make myself think the New Day is going to win. But I'm still gonna go with the Usos because they were my gut feeling when I looked at it. Okay, next match. This is the big one for me. This is my main event. Rusev versus some other guy, John Cena. From what I
I
understand.
thought he quit.
thought he left. I thought he went to Hollywood. No, okay, so this is a flag match. I'm not entirely certain on the rules. I think it's just like there's this big scaffold that they have to like climb up and grab their flag or something. But
Basically what's going on is they have two poles on each corner or on the opposite corner posts. And what you have to do is you have to kind of like the kendo stick match where you have to grab up, or you can climb up, grab the kendo stick, and beat people to death with it. But this one here, you have to climb up the turnbuckle, climb up or reach over the pole, and undo your flag, and then run all the way up the fucking ramp, and then put your flag on the little holder thing.
okay, that's silly. Like, okay, again, this is one of those things that has no logic, like a cage match, where the entire idea is to run away from your opponent. So, okay, here's the thing. Rusev's gonna win because he has a tank. And he's gonna get in his tank, he's gonna squish John Cena, and he's gonna win. Everybody knows Rusev's gonna win. Okay, your turn to make your pick.
I want to say Rusev, but I think they're gonna have Cena win it just because they came back and he's the face of the place and he's just like, oh, America, and we can't let the flag touch the ground, even though the flag was all over the freaking mat.
Yeah, it's because Rusev
Tuesday.
kicked him in the head.
But honestly, I think John Cena's gonna pull it out because, well, he is the face of, wrestling or WWE in general. I mean, you speak his name and everyone knows who the hell he is.
Whatever, man. Rusev's the super athlete. Super. Yeah, like, honestly, John Cena will probably win, but I refuse to acknowledge it. Rusev is definitely going to win.
Didn't Rusev kind of disappear there for a while John Cena was also disappeared for a while?
Yeah, they kind of need each other. But...
yeah, I mean, these two don't get me wrong, I'm not a big John Cena fan. I actually don't like him at all. But these two work so well together, like their chemistry just meshes, and it seems like it meshes so perfectly that they just have this amazing rivalry. The stories that they tell are just amazing, but it's John Cena, and nobody wants to like him.
Can I point something out? Okay,
No.
so their big match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Rusev comes out in his tank with the Russian armed forces, the Russian honor guard, the Russian girlfriend with the Russian flag. Cena walks out in his own merch with his own stupid towel thing, wearing his own hat. It's all Cena merch. And then he's like, yeah, I'm America. He's such a shill. And he's doing it again. It's a flag match. Rusev representing Bulgaria with the Bulgarian like colors on his jocks or whatever. Cena comes out wearing a John Cena t-shirt. Man, I don't respect you.
Could you imagine if John Cena came out wearing a giant American flag shirt?
I mean, like, he should.
That would look so goofy.
No, you know what he needs? He needs Kevin Owens' Face of America Titantron thing. Did you see that?
Amazing.
Where it's just like Face of America and it's just a shot of Kevin Owens' face with the sneer on it. Oh my god, that was the best thing ever.
That'd be so good.
But anyways, okay, last match, WWE Championship match, Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton in a Punjabi prison match, which I actually think, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pronounced like Punjabi, but whatever, everybody just says Punjabi. So, this is your match, right?
Yeah, this is my match. This is the match that I predicted for like ever since they announced him as champion. Fun fact, what's his face? Jinder Mahal is actually from Calgary. Yeah, he's Canadian.
I knew it.
Yeah, he's from Canada. Don't let him fool you.
Okay, well, who you got?
Honestly, I think Jinder Mahal is going to walk away with this because I think it's going to be a big selling point from a business point of view for the WWE. I mean, he has he has like over 1 billion people backing him who are quote unquote Indian. But I think he's one of the, well, besides Greg Holly, he's like one of the first, I really don't know how to describe this without sounding really racist.
Non-white.
But it seems like he's like one of the first, he's a heel.
Literally anything else.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally a heel, and he's Indian, and people with the world going on now. They're like, oh my god, he's Indian, he's Taliban, and all this other type of stuff. And I have a feeling that they're going to keep him with the title till at least WrestleMania, just so that way they can sell tickets for that big show. Or if they're going to have him lose here, they're going to give him his title rematch at WrestleMania by him either earning it
WrestleMania is not for like 6 months.
I know, but I think that's how far ahead they're thinking because, I mean, remember, there's like 1 billion people in India. So
True.
they might just let him keep the title till then or have him in the main event of WrestleMania through either the Royal Rumble or what have you. But I have a feeling that it's going to be Jinder Mahal in this match for the victory.
Jinder's probably gonna win, which will actually be interesting because it'll be the first time anybody ever challenged somebody to a Punjabi prison match and won.
I say because the first one was Batista and Khali, and then the next one was what, Undertaker and Big Show.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Undertaker and Khali, but Khali got hurt because of course he did. And they're like, well, Big Show's pretty big too, so
But
6 to 1, half dozen of the
Indian.
other. So yeah, and then Big Show lost because like
Actually did.
But yeah, so this will be like the first time somebody challenged somebody to a Punjabi prison match and then won it, which would be interesting. Like just from a historical perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I like him as a heel. I really like Jinder Mahal as a heel because he plays the role so freaking well.
You know what I don't like? All these
Jinder
matches
Mahal?
where you have to run away from your opponent. Like, okay, so in a cage match, technically you're supposed to be able to pin the opponent. And that's that's how the faces are supposed to win. And they never do. They always just run away. And it's like,
just climb out over.
It's so pathetic. But like, I get that the heel's supposed to run away, but the whole idea is the cage prevents that. So, like, I don't know. And then the Punjabi prison match, it's like, let me just set up, like 3 layers of security. And the entire idea of the match is to prove that the cage is not inescapable. And then you got the flag match where it's like, I'm going to defend the honor of my country by running away. So, I don't know. I just don't like all these runaway matches. Like, I get that the heel's supposed to run away, but the face should never want to run away. They should always want to pin their opponent clean.
Cena's going to yell at the top of his lungs, these colors don't run as he's running up the freaking ramp. We don't run! Why? Where are you going?
So, one more question, and this is the super special ultra question. Is Jinder Mahal on steroids?
I don't see white nipples, so I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say not anything that's currently on WWE's radar. I think he's on something that's technically not a steroid, but still is not healthy.
I say generally when it comes to steroids, it turns your nipples white, which is why if you look at any other WWE superstar in history, like look at Randy Orton. I know this is really weird that I'm talking about guys' nipples.
I mean, they've got them right there.
I mean, that is literally a telltale sign that they are doing steroids, is that their nipples are white. And it doesn't matter if you're white, black, whatever. If your nipples are white 9 times out of 10, you are... Yep, no, my nipples are nipple color. They are not white.
Yeah, I just looked. Like, wait a minute.
But no, I mean, look at any big superstar in history. Like, look at Batista. His nipples were, like, whiter than snow. Triple H had these. It was just ridiculous.
I'm going to Google this. I might put it on screen.
Does steroids turn your nipples white?
Huh.
Was I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird. Well, anyways, okay.
That's what happens when your mom's a nurse.
So that's what we got, guys. We're gonna be very bitter and tweet at each other probably. So keep an eye out for that.
I say, actually, I won't be home for
Well,
like.
I'm gonna be tweeting at you twice as hard then.
Good.
You're gonna
So
come
that
back and have like 50 tweets, and it'll be like, "Oh, I was right. Oh no, I was wrong. Oh,
Dude,
I was right."
I'll answer them at work. I don't care. Like, I will record small vlogs every time that I receive a message that, like, oh, this happened. Because that's what I did for the last WrestleMania, was I was vlogging the entire time. Like, after every match, I'd be like, hey, this happened. Hey, this happened.
Well, anyways, so, guys, leave your predictions in the comments below. And, yeah, we'll you're not going to get as many right as me, because I'm going to be right on all of them. But, yeah.
Well, we same on, like, all of them.
Yeah. Except for, we had a couple that we were different on. But anyways, those are the ones I'm going to be right on. So, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. And, yeah, we'll probably see you for the next pay-per-view as well.
Indeed. Hell yeah. I love doing these.
Yeah. Okay, later, guys.
Right.